Have you ever thought about a steak that, well, never came from a cow? It seriously sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? But cultured meat, grown right in a lab, is a very real technology that could completely change our world. But how does it even work? What's the price tag? And what are the huge ethical questions we really need to start asking? Let's get into it.
So, to really get a handle on the scale of this whole thing, let's just start with the price. Back in 2013, the very first burger grown in a lab cost an absolutely staggering $300,000 to make. Now that price has plummeted since then, thank goodness. But it really shows you the economic mountain this industry had to climb just to even be in the conversation.
Okay, so with a price tag like that, you might be wondering, why even bother? Well, it turns out the potential upsides are just enormous. So first, let's take a look at the really powerful ethical and health arguments that people are making for this technology.
At its heart, the whole idea behind cultured meat is about decoupling. It's asking a fundamental question. Can we separate the product we enjoy, the meat, from a process that a lot of people find troubling, for both ethical and environmental reasons?
It's really a tale of two systems. On one side, you have the reality we all know, industrial animal farming. And on the other, you have this proposed alternative, a process that just takes the animal out of the production equation entirely. That means potentially no more animal suffering and no need for slaughterhouses.
And the potential benefits go way beyond just animal welfare. According to food bioethicist Dr. Eris Thorne, this could be a huge win for public health. I mean, think about it. If you're growing meat in a totally sterile lab, you can get rid of common contaminants like E. coli. And this is a big one, you remove the need for all the antibiotics that are so common in farming today, which is a major cause of antibiotic resistance around the world.
But, okay, as incredible as all that sounds, we have to bring it back down to earth for a second. The road from a petri dish to your dinner plate is blocked by some seriously massive hurdles, both economic and social.
So the biggest problem is a term you hear thrown around a lot: scaling up. You see, it's one thing to grow a tiny bit of tissue in a lab. It's a completely different game to build the giant factories and the infrastructure you'd need to produce millions of tons of this stuff. That takes an unbelievable amount of money and brand new technology. And that economic problem, well, it leads us straight into an even deeper and frankly more unsettling social question. As this technology gets bigger and better, who's actually going to be controlling it?
The big worry here is about a corporate monopoly. I mean, what happens if just a handful of huge tech companies end up owning the patents to the special cell lines that are used to grow all the cultured meat? Dr. Thorne warns this could absolutely wipe out the livelihoods of millions of traditional, small-scale farmers, especially in developing countries where so many people depend on livestock.
So with all these huge challenges, is this whole thing just a dead end? Or is there a way to actually navigate these problems and weave this technology into our food system in a way that's thoughtful and, ethical? Well, maybe the path forward just requires us to shift how we're thinking about this. According to Dr. Thorne, the goal isn't necessarily about an all-or-nothing takeover. He suggests we should look at lab-grown meat not as a replacement for farming, but as a complement to it, another piece of a bigger, more sustainable food puzzle.
And that idea becomes a pretty practical plan. Dr. Thorne actually proposes a three-step approach. First, governments have to regulate labeling so that we, the consumers, know exactly what it is we're buying. Second, we need policies that encourage sharing the technology to stop a few giant companies from hoarding it. And third, and this is maybe the most important, we have to face the social impact head-on.
And that really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? The future of cultured meat isn't going to be decided in a lab somewhere. It's going to be decided out here, in public debates, by how we as a society choose to handle all these tricky economic and ethical questions. The tech is just one piece of a much, much bigger puzzle.
So in the end, we're left with a pretty fundamental choice. Is cultured meat going to be a real food revolution that helps everyone by creating a cleaner, kinder protein source? Or will it just become another high-tech luxury item, controlled by a few companies, that just makes the divisions in our global food system even worse? The answer? Well, it's still being written.